Yes, sir. No, sir. Arms by your side. All he's doing is setting the rules of what follow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's the name?
Bledsoe. Evading arrest and terroristic threat. He was in custody because he had a pending felony in the 228. So he's bonded out on all. The evading, I think, is 12 yards per the officer.
So I see that on 10/17 of 24, he picks up a felony assault. And 3 days later, he picks up a terroristic threat. And then he picks up an evading arrest. And they give him PR bonds on these cases? Is that what happened? And
He bonded out since his last setting. I didn't check to see if there were PRs or not, Judge. I know that he had to pay money in felony court.
yeah, it's just, I'm not dealing with PR bonds on this. I mean, he picks up 2 new cases if it's the same. Well, hold on a second. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You've now picked up 2 new cases. You picked up a terroristic threat. You picked up an evading arrest.
I will say our cases are the new cases, so I wouldn't call them new, they're just cases. So he picked up the felony, and then afterwards he picked up these 2 misdemeanors.
I don't understand why he's coming here in December when he got a bond in October. How on earth is it?
He was in custody, I think, on the felony.
Oh, I see. Okay, then he bonded out of the, right, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Please, what happened?
On October 19, 2024, officers were dispatched to a minor crash at a residential home in Harris County, Texas. The call described a male at the location crashing his motor vehicle, then pulling a gun, and was trying to fight people at the location. When officers arrived at the location, they observed people at the location pointing at the defendant. Upon contact with the defendant, the officers introduced themselves as Houston police and told them to stop. The defendant then walked into his residence and came back out approximately 2 minutes later. The officers instructed the defendant to come towards them, but the defendant began to evade on foot from the officer the second time. The defendant ran approximately 12 yards from the officer before placing him in handcuffs. A person search on the defendant revealed he had a prior arrest and an active felony warrant. Upon contact with the complainant advised the defendant was driving up and down the street in his car and crashed. The complainant stated the defendant began to tell the complainant he was going to shoot him and kill him. The complainant advised the defendant then began to reach into his waistband and kept saying he was going to shoot him. The complainant feared for his life and felt threatened by the defendant's statement.
I'll say the gun was never found. No charges where the gun were ever filed. They charged him with terroristic threat. They would have charged him with ag assault if the police had believed that a firearm was used.
Mr. Bledsoe, let me make something perfectly clear to you. I will do everything in my power to protect my public at all costs, and I don't care if I have to make your bond $2 million. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my public at all cost. Do you understand? I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what, nothing. I want my county safe. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me that you're not going to have any weapons whatsoever. And if I find that you have a weapon, I can have a contempt hearing. You're looking at 180 days in jail every time if you're caught with a gun. Do you understand? I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is going to be in your system as well. I'm ordering you not to use alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living?
I work for Lehman Airmark Bakery.
Okay, that's what you need to concentrate on. Working a lot so that your time is occupied. When you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have? Thank you. Do you have a Texas driver license? It's a yes or it's a no. Then you're not allowed to drive. On this affidavit, you will also be promising me that you're not going to drive. Do you?
Do you have a different state's driver's license?
City?
He asked if you have a Texas driver's license. Do you have a driver's license from any other state?
No, I'm from Houston.
Okay, sorry. I'm just making sure you didn't have Louisiana or something.
Not drive. I am also putting on this affidavit that you're not going to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're looking around, you're just, heed this warning, Mr. Bledsoe. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I totally understand. I only have one off day. I just sleep all day.
Did I hear him say that he had an objection?
No, most definitely not.
He was just
No.
asking a question.
Okay, just
Objections.
don't use. Stay out of trouble. You're in enough hot water as it is. You know, the thing is, Mr. Bledsoe, is that a lot of people make very, very poor choices when they're out there in life. And sometimes that choice makes it to where you will live the next 40 years in a 6x9 box. And I'm going to tell you now, I've read have you been to prison before?
Nope.
I want you to hear me. I've read stuff about what happens in prisons, and it had me in tears. It was as bad as could possibly, if you think of your worst nightmare, it's worse in our Texas prisons. They don't give a rat's behind about you, and you will be passed around like a proverbial doll. It's awful. Believe me. It's not worth it. Don't have a gun.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Judge, did you have the contact and referring form as well?
Yeah. Judge Hatton, it's so great to have you back. I heard it was just like,
It went from two Rona and then turned into actually a mom and mom as well. So I'm glad to be.
I'm so sorry, man. But I'm really happy that we're here, you know, sometimes it's just not fair, you know?
It is, you can stand a stack on you at one time.
Well, that's right. All right, you are Mr. Gary Graves? All right, good morning, Mr. Graves. Sir, you're charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you a year in jail. I'm sorry, a year. You're facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine, but you've worked out an agreement that they're offering you 100 days in jail, credit for the 104 days that you've already done. Is this how you understand it?
Yes, sir.
You need to understand, Mr. Graves, that this is an enhanceable offense, meaning that if you ever pick up another evading like this, you will be facing a felony charge, years instead of days. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Is this what you want to do? You could go forward, please. You're giving up the right to a trial. I've done that, right? How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I'll send it to the 100 days in jail, give you credit for the 104. Be careful, man. Life's too short. You know what I mean? All right, good luck.
And I also have Mr. Trujillo this morning.
Morning, Mr. Holland. Ready to go?
Yes, sir.
You know, you can lie to me, but you can't lie to yourself, and you can't fool yourself, and you can't get away. You are who you are. If you have a problem, you have a problem. It's better to own up, man up, and get it done before it becomes too late. You've got one life to live, right? And the more convictions you rack up, the more dangerous you act out in this world. Hopefully you don't do damage that's irreparable, where you go out, you kill someone. And the thing is that we get that you don't intend to do it. No one does, right? No one intends to go out and kill someone in a car, but it happens. And when you do, there's serious justice. DWI is big business in the United States. It's expensive. And here, every single day in Harris County, someone dies from a DWI or an alcohol-related collision. Every single day. We lead the nation per capita in DWI fatalities. It's a disgusting statistic. And it's so avoidable because literally all you have to do, one button on a phone, $30, anywhere you want to go in the city, no matter where you want to go. How much money have you spent on all this here when it's a rhetorical question. What I'm trying to get you to understand, it's $30 anywhere you want to go. This is going to go on your record. Today is that proverbial slap on the wrist, but from now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. And if you act like a child, where you can't control yourself to get in a car when you've gone out on a night of drinking, then we will treat you like a child. And like I told you earlier, or I didn't know if I told you, but we have a lot of kids in there. Some kids are young. Some kids are 60 that never grew up. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty to an offense, it will go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated?
Say guilty or no contest?
It's guilty.
Guilty?
Yeah. I will find you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 2. I have to suspend your license. I will suspend it for 90 days, which is the minimum. Do not drive. And I'm absolutely serious. Driving on a suspended license is a Class B, just like a DWI. So if you get popped driving, then you're going to be right back over here and things will not go well. You understand? From now on, even if you pick up a suspended license, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail. You understand? Now, I told you DWI is big business. Is this a 15 or above, or is it just a regular DWI?
I don't believe it was a 0.15, but let me double check. Actually, it was a 0.165, Judge.
Wow.
Wow, that number right there, 0.165 blood alcohol level. That's more than double the typical legal limit of 0.08 in most states. And this is where things get expensive real quick. Besides the criminal penalties, many states add administrative surcharges and license suspensions, which can cost thousands over time. Notice how the judge brings up rideshare apps like Uber. That's not random. Courts often emphasize that there's almost no excuse anymore for driving drunk when a ride home can cost $30. Let me ask you guys this. Do you think tougher financial penalties actually stop people from driving drunk? Or does it take something more serious to change behavior?
Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15?
Is it true?
True.
True.
The reason I'm asking you this is because now, instead of a $3,000 surcharge that you will owe to DPS, it's now $4,500 plus court costs of another $400. So it's now a $5,000 bill that you have to foot. And if you don't pay it, you sit in jail 1 day for every $100 that you owe.
So Judge,
I think that you wanted to tell me something, Ms. Spurlock. Right?
yeah, so Judge, he is working again. He makes maybe, it's gonna be between $3,000 and $4,000 a month. He does pay his own rent, living expenses. Until recently, he was helping to support a girlfriend and children, but that has since not worked out.
Wait, say that again?
That relationship broke off, so he is now back to supporting himself. But when it comes to finances, he does have some issues where he's not really making that much money. So if you could help me on that, fine. That would be.
I love to help people, but the problem is that I asked you to remain clean and sober. You test positive. What did you test positive for?
He was presumptive for THC, and he did state to our technician that he had consumed marijuana around a month ago.
Yeah, I would told her I was a very heavy smoker prior to that, and I just got basically, excuse my language, my head out of my ass like a month and a half ago. And that I read that on there, it can stay in your system longer than for 30 days. And I told her, I haven't smoked in 30 days, but prior to that, I was a heavy smoker, so it could still be there.
You're still using.
I understand.
How would I know?
You wouldn't.
You didn't smoke a joint yesterday.
You wouldn't.
You know what I mean?
You would have to believe me, which is not a very easy thing to do right now.
Everyone tells me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods here. Everyone,
I understand.
I want you to understand, Mr. Holland, that I'm not going to play this game with you again. You come back here with the DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge, not to mention court costs. You can probably leave here owing around $7,000, not to mention a bunch of jail time. Heed this warning. You won't get another. I will reluctantly waive your cost today, but if you come back here with the DWI, get ready. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Use Uber. It's there for a reason.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see some.
The 0.15?
True to the enhancement, yeah.
No, we don't have it on the information.
Oh, is it not pled?
Your Honor, it's not pled on the
Because it was probably, I guess, the blood warrant judge.
Okay, all right, so just, don't do the enhancement then.
So you still want to do the 4,000 or the?
No, it's 3,000 because it's not, if it's not alleged, then we can't do it. But, so the 3,000, we'll waive it and then with the court costs. All right, bud, good luck to you. Remember, 30 days in jail from now on.
I won't do this again.
We'll see. Actions speak louder than words.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, thank you, Ms. Furlong. I gotta tell you, I was disappointed that you took off. I really was. But you're back. How did we get him? Did he come in voluntarily or did they catch?
Your Honor.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it wasn't. Right. We're gonna keep at it. I'm not letting you go, Mr. Frazier. I'm gonna keep you until, we make you the best person that you can absolutely be. You can't continue. The only thing you're doing is you're killing yourself. Slowly. Life ravages your body. The more destruction you do to it, you're only making things worse. Life doesn't get better when you age, and then you can just continually destroy it. I hope that you get it before it becomes too late. Some people, it's like children, right? Some children mature, some children never mature. They're 60 years old in there and they've never matured. You want to party? Great. Do it responsibly. Don't hurt others. But at some point it's going to stop, right? If you want to drink, okay, hey, yeah, but you got to be responsible with anything in life. When you don't, I'm keeping you till the end. We're going to make this work one way or the other, Mr. Frazier. So they've worked you out a great deal. All you have to do is go back. They'll dismiss the felony. You're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. But I'm going to tell you now, if it happens again, what's the likelihood of the same thing happening again, of them dismissing a felony? So heed the warning. They just caught him out there, Alex.
I don't have any information besides seeing the warrant returned unexecuted, so it doesn't seem like he was arrested on anything.
We wish you the best of luck. Stay there. Don't go. Okay? All right, Mr. Frazier. Good luck. Thank you so much, Mr. Booker. Good morning, Mr. Trujillo. Sir, you were charged with terroristic threat of a family or household member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. December 3rd, 2024, officers were dispatched to a disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officers were advised that the complainant had been threatened by the defendant who was still in the apartment. The complainant stated that he was in his apartment when his roommate, the defendant, came banging on the door. The complainant stated that the defendant was going to open the door, and the defendant made his way in with a stick or a bat and began to threaten him by stating he was going to kill him. The complainant then stated that he was in fear for his life due to the defendant's past aggressions toward him.
Any drugs or alcohol? Any indication?
No, Your Honor, there's no indications of drugs or alcohol.
Okay. Mr. Trujillo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Please don't talk to this person anymore. I'm making it a condition of your bond. You're not living with him now, are you?
No, sir. Nowhere near. I'm gone from there.
Right. There's a protective order that's been issued in this case. You got to get to know it. If you violate this protective order, the state can and will file a violation of a protective order against you, and things will go sideways real quick. So we're not asking for much. Just don't have any contact with him. Don't have any weapons, and just be nice.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? Are you working?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I'm an insulator.
You're an insulator.
Yes, sir.
What do you insulate?
We insulate hot pipes, boilers,
stuff from the Navy base.
What kind of money do you make a month?
Right now I'm unemployed because I lost,
I was asking if you're employed.
oh no, I work on and off on part-time. And right now I'm kind of off right now because of the fact that I went to jail that day.
Let you off? Okay. You want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're gonna give you an application. Don't pick up any new cases.
Yes, sir.
Be good while you're out there. That's all we're asking. You understand? All right, I'll have you fill out the application. Steve is gonna get it to you. I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Victoria. We're gonna have you take a seat. I need to get bond conditions. We need you to sign it. And then I'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hey, bud, what's up?
Yes, I was approaching on behalf of William Spencer regarding bond and bond condition.
Page 42. 30 days.
You're here on Peyton, you said?
William Spencer, William Spencer.
Okay, we need to set a bond.
Yes.
So, Alex, Mr. Spencer looks like on 9/20/24 picked up an FSGI. At the same time, it looks like he also picked up 2 aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon. Is it all in one continuous car accident just gone awry? Do you mind bringing them out, please? Before, hey, hold on, Morgan, let's
Yes, Judge.
get them out, please. Hi, Aaron, how are you? Please, you want to talk to me real quick? Yeah, of course. Hi. Hey, how are you? I'm David, nice to meet you, how are you? You're in great hands. He's the best. I'm telling you, really.
Studying for LSAT and we'll see where we go.
It's great. You got to do it. It's a great profession. You learn so much. It's hard, but if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? It's a rite of passage. Study hard. Good things will come. And then when you get into law school, the amount of information you learn, it's incredible. Even if you don't practice.
And then he went to the
I had a friend made, and I tell this to a lot of people, right? 300 million. I think he got a judgment. 300 million. Can you imagine? Sick. But if you treat the law well, it'll treat you back. It'll pay off in dividends.
That's how they found.
Yeah, you're in great hands. And you're welcome to come anytime and hang out with us if you want.
Thanks, right?
Yeah, of course. Good luck.
Yes, and then they saw him and they're like,
Yes. So the,
oh,
so
look,
the
you were involved in the FSGI.
Yeah, so the FSGI was on time.
Jesus,
Yes.
okay.
Morning, Mr. Spencer. How are you? It looks like you have picked up a failure to stop and give information, which is essentially leaving the scene of an accident. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. I have no idea what happened on your case, so we're going to do probable cause at this point. The only thing I do know is that you're set at no bond at this point, that's not a good thing. So we're going to set you a bond. I just don't know what. And I do know that it looks like out of the same transaction, you picked up also 2 aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon. Those are each set at 150,000. So with that in mind, please.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Spencer, before they read this, this is your attorney, Alan Williams. Do not say anything. Just let them read the probable cause, okay?
Yes, Judge. On September 18, 2024, officers were dispatched to a suspicious person call in Harris County, Texas. The officers were investigating and noted a vehicle involved in an aggravated assault matched the description of a truck in a hit-and-run case. The officer observed a blue Sierra parked on a construction site and observed the Sierra to have a broken right front headlight. The officer ran the license plate and learned the truck was listed as a suspicious vehicle in a failure to stop and give information. The officer met with the owner of the Sierra, the defendant, and the defendant stated he is the owner of the blue Sierra and that he is the only one that drives the truck. The defendant stated that on September 15th, his daughter used the truck and told him she was involved in an accident, but did not give any information to the other driver. The officer spoke with the complainant, who stated that on September 15th, he was parked at a gas station and he was pumping gas when the defendant struck his vehicle on the front driver's side. The complainant stated the defendant drove away, sideswiping his vehicle, and the complainant called 911 and followed the defendant as he drove away to a nearby gas station. The complainant stated he observed the defendant almost strike a building while driving in front of the gas station, and the complainant remained in visual contact of the defendant and watched him exit the vehicle and enter the gas station, stumbling while almost falling over while walking. The complainant stated the defendant remained in the store for about 10 minutes before leaving the store, and that the driver of the truck was a white male, and the complainant stated the defendant caused $3,000 worth of damage to his vehicle. And the officer reviewed surveillance video from the gas station and saw the defendant as the only occupant of the vehicle.
Okay. What happened with the ag assaults?
So it was, right. I believe that when the officers were called for the FSGI, when they were called to that place, I think it was an apartment complex or construction site. They, I think, noted that that was the vehicle that the suspect in the ag assault had been driving at the time of the ag assault, because the ag assault occurred in an apartment complex. I think that's how they connected.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how they, I guess, connected this defendant, but it wasn't out of the same transaction.
Was it though? Did he hit someone with the car?
No, Judge. So the officers were dispatched to an apartment complex. The complaining witness or a witness stated the defendant was firing a gun while out of the vehicle. Officer spoke with the complaining witness, age 13, who states that he was walking with friends and observed a Hispanic male sitting in a truck parked on the street arguing with a black male inside the apartment complex in the gated area in Harris County, Texas. Complaining witness stated he observed the male in the truck pull a handgun and start shooting in his general vicinity. The complaining witness was struck in the knee, requiring medical treatment. I believe a different complaining witness states that he and his friends were near the pool area of the apartment complex and heard gunshots and started running and realized that, I guess, their friend had been shot in the foot. But yes.
Okay. Do you guys have a recommendation as to a bond?
We're gonna ask the bond be set at $10,000, Judge.
Did you hear that, Alan?
Yes, Your Honor. Given the circumstances, that would be a good one.
You're in agreement then?
Yes, Your Honor. He's currently on a parole hold as well. And his current bond at felony level is, I think, set at $150,000.
Right. So there is a parole hold. So I guess this doesn't, I was going to do a no driving affidavit, but I mean, don't drive. You know, there are happy drivers and then there are people who are not happy drivers, right? Just don't drive, please. All right. We'll set your bond at, Mr. Spencer, I'll set your bond at 10,000. If you bond out, you must come here. Well, I guess you can't bond out. He's got a blue warrant, right? You know, what's he on parole for? Do you know?
NCIC.
Yeah, Judge, sorry. There's a little bit of criminal history.
Aggravated robbery.
Okay. Thanks. But just don't, you know, I don't know what's going to happen, but if you do somehow get out, please come back here for the next business day for bond conditions. But as a condition of your bond, I'm ordering you not to drive now, regardless. Yeah. Okay. So what we'll do is I guess we'll wait it out to see what happens upstairs. We'll just keep this rolling with that. And at some point, something will happen and then, you know, but yeah. All right. Good luck, Mr. Spencer. All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor. Also,
so hold on, let's get you a date. The felony is set for 1/8. You want to do the next day?
Yes, Your Honor. That'd be great.
Okay. All right. Good luck, Mr. Spencer.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You requested the 21st.
Oh, yeah, of course. If that's, you want the 21st or do you want the next day? Whatever you want, Alan.
The next date would be fine.
Yeah.
What day?
Yeah, that's the 9th, 1/9. It's a Thursday.
1/9?
1/9, yeah. Mr. Patlan?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with driving while your license is suspended. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On December 2nd, 2024, officers were dispatched to a minor accident on Sam Houston Parkway. Upon arrival, the officer met with both parties of the accident as well as the witness. The witness advised that there were minor disturbances on scene in which a knife was brandished by the defendant who was parked across the street from the accident. The officer identified the defendant and discovered he had a mandatory suspension on his driver's license for a second DWI. And the defendant advised that he had still been driving for work. He had personal business despite having personal knowledge of the suspension. The defendant stated he was driving from San Antonio and was only waiting for his coworker who was involved in the accident.
Does he have an open DWI right now?
Does not appear so, Your Honor. It appears that the last DWI he had was in 2019 out of Bexar County. Bear County, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Patlan? Yes, sir. I want you to understand one thing. I'm going to find that there's, so wait a second. Someone saw him driving or did the officer see him driving? Because I didn't.
He admitted that he had been driving for work. And he admitted to having personal knowledge of suspension as well.
Did anyone see him driving?
No, Your Honor, there's only the
Do we know even when he was driving?
There was an accident. That's what dispatch involved. And then
Okay, so,
there was an accident and then officers arrived and then they made contact with the defendant.
got it. So all this was in response to an accident that he was allegedly involved in?
Yes.
Got it. All right. So I am going to find probable cause, Mr. Patlan. And no, don't. You have the right to remain silent, exercise. I've got about a bunch of DAs here. Anything you say, they're going to use it against you. But let me make something abundantly clear to you. I'm going to have you sign with me today an affidavit. This is a promise that you're making to me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. When we mean no driving, we mean no driving. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 kids. Do not drive. If you do, I can have a contempt hearing facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? I don't care what your excuse is. You cannot justify at all any reason. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance, and then we can talk. But until that point, I will even do this. This is the number to the DPS Driver's License Division. If you call them, they can tell you exactly what you need to do to get your license back.
Classes now, sir?
There may be, an SR 22, you may have to do all these other things. What you need to do is call them and they can advise you, but don't drive. Do you understand?
And Your Honor, and just to make a correction, after reading the full DIMS, the defendant was parked across from the accident. It was a coworker that was involved in the accident. He was parked across, Your Honor. And I do apologize. After reading the complete DIMS, the officer wrote that the defendant was parked across the street from the accident, and he made a statement that he was waiting on his coworker who was in the accident.
No one sees him driving.
He was just parked across the street.
No, no. What? Really?
He made the statements that
I get it.
He was in the vehicle and he made the statements.
I took a shower today. No. I mean, you just make a statement. I mean, no, there's no proof.
To having knowledge of the suspension, and he was in the vehicle parked across the street.
But no one sees him driving?
Okay, this right here is a huge courtroom twist. The entire case was leaning toward probable cause for driving with a suspended license, until the details got clarified. And once the judge realized no one actually saw him driving, and the only evidence was his own vague statement, boom, probable cause collapses. That's a big legal principle in action. The state has to prove the elements of the offense, not just assume them. Honestly, this is a perfect example of why courtroom details matter so much. One small clarification can flip a case completely. What do you think? Did the judge make the right call here? Or was he being too lenient?
Didn't make a statement.
No, all right, I'm gonna find no probable cause. Sir, be careful.
I will.
We have enough.
I understand.
All we're asking you to do is follow the law. It's really not hard. Give them a call. They can tell you exactly what you need to do. That's the way we do things, right? All right, sir. Just hang tight for me, okay? Thanks. Good morning, Mr. Bolden.
Good morning.
Sir, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 7 days that you've already done. Is this what you want to do, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're pleading guilty, right?
Yes.
You understand it's going to go on your record, right?
Yes, sir.
You need to understand from now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you cannot change this or undo this. You still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
You know, Mr. Bolden, if you come back, good things happen. It's not hard, you know? Just don't say anything now. For future reference, when you come to court, good things happen. Everybody works here is amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Planning to appear.
Yes.
Come back. Good things will happen for you.
Yeah.
How do you plead to the offense of criminal trespass? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. I'm going to roll your court costs so you won't owe anything. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Carl.
Mr. Bolton, sure.
All right, Judge, page 2, Alvaron. I'll read off, mark the space.
Hey, hi, Marcos. How are you?
Good.
Who we have?
Page 2, top of page 2, Alvaron.
Got it. Good morning, Mr. Albaron. Sir, you were charged with illegal dumping. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Judge, and the officer went to 16938 Tomball and saw newly dumped debris at the location. The officer reviewed surveillance video from a department-owned camera and observed a vehicle pull into the dumping site and showed debris in the bed of the truck. The video showed the truck leave and the debris was on the ground. The video was able to capture a Texas license plate, and the officer performed a search for the vehicle's owner, and the officer was able to find the registered owner of the vehicle, as well as the truck's title holder. The officer attempted to make contact with the company, and at a later time, the officer went to a residence to meet with the owners of the truck. There, the officer was met by a Hispanic male who was identified as, I apologize, Your Honor, as Freddie Alvaron, and he advised.
Freddie?
Yes, it says identified as actually Freddie Antonio Guevara. And this male was advised who the officer was and was shown photos of the truck used. The male was asked if he recognized the truck in the dumping. He did recognize the truck. And he was asked if the truck belonged to the company. He said yes. And he was asked who was driving the truck in question and was shown videos of the dumping to see the driver. And at that point, the male advised the person driving the vehicle is the defendant. The male then advised the defendant was not there at that point. And the officer was able to provide, or the male was able to provide a phone number for the defendant.
Does he admit that?
It says that the defendant was asked about the dumping and he admitted to the dumping.
Yeah, me too.
Mr. Albaran, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen, sir? Do you have a Texas driver license?
CDL, Judge.
CDL. You have to be very careful with that CDL. You need to understand that you are held to a very high standard with the CDL. If you don't believe me, go look. Because of the permissions you have to drive other vehicles, you are held to a higher standard. If I find that this occurs again, I'm going to take your ability to drive away. I'm not putting any conditions on your bond now, but if I find that you participate in any of these activities, any kind of reckless driving or whatnot, I'm going to take your ability to drive away. Do you have liability insurance in your name? As long as you have both, you can continue to drive. Just don't pick up any new cases. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, we will waive your appearance. Stay in touch with Marcos. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, we will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria, and then we'll have you just get out of here. All right? Just take care.
Excuse me?
Thank you.
Right this way.
So no conditions.
All right, Judge, next is page 4. Araguyo William and the co-defendant on page 21, Serrano. Judge, is there state's bond conditions on this one?
No, no condition. So you said, what was it first?
Page 4.
Page 4. All right, got it.
Top of page 4.
Good morning, Ms. Perry. Ma'am, you were charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On November 30th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a J.C. Penney in regard to a theft. Upon arrival, the officer met with the complainant, the loss prevention associate, who advised that the defendant walked to the Levi's department with their personal infant stroller, grabbed several clothing items from the store display, and then walked into the elevator area to conceal the items. The complainant advised the defendant then went to the men's and kids department using the same method to conceal more stolen property. The defendant then walked out of the store into the main part of the mall, passing all points of sale. Security attempted to stop the defendant outside the store, and the defendant fled on foot back to the store where she was tackled by loss prevention. Total cost of the items was $415.
All right. Ms. Perry, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now not to go to any J.C. Penney. You understand, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you go back to J.C. Penney or you pick up any new case, I will revoke the bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds, man. How old are you?
17.
What do you do for a living?
I'm in school right now, so I play sports.
Where do you go to school?
I go to Idaho.
You're in high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you want to apply for the court-appointed lawyer, ma'am? Would you like one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You need a lawyer to represent you. I'm telling you now, you're 17 and you've now picked up a theft case. A theft case is probably one of the worst cases that you can pick up because you get one of those on your record, you're branded a thief, and no one hires thieves. So be careful out there. All right. I need you to fill out an application for me. So Steven's going to give you an application. I'm going to have you take your seat in the jury box after you sign your reset. I need you to fill it out for me. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, and then we'll have you speak to a lawyer here momentarily. Okay?
And that was state conditions, correct?
Yeah, state. Yeah. So can you file no going back to J.C. Penney?
To clarify, all J.C. Penney? Okay, yes, Your Honor.
All no. Give me your last name again. So, hey, did you file conditions on Duval?
Yes, Judge, I believe so.
Right, come up, we're gonna have you sign your bond conditions now. We'll have you give you a reset so you can get you on your way, okay? Thank you. Sure thing. His parking's about to expire, so let's just get him out. Right now. Hi,
How are you?
thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
So, tell me what's going on with Miss Perry. Is she acting up?
She doesn't act up, but around the wrong crowd, I don't want her to act up. I don't want her to hang with the wrong crowd. I don't want her to go far.
Okay.
So I just want her to make sure she's going to school and not getting in trouble.
We can make every single thing that you want a part of her bond condition so that if you start messing up, I have one place for you. We have schools in the jail and you can graduate from high school in the jail. It's your choice. Do you want me to send her for a drug test now to see if she's using?
No, sir. Because I already know the answer to that.
But do you know what?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you want me to test her because I can. I'm not going to.
No, sir. I don't need her to get tested.
So you're not to smoke weed. You're not to use anything that has THC in it. I'm going to test you 45 days from today. And I'm telling you, if you test positive, I will put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Don't use and stay in school. I can give her a curfew if you want. I can make her stay at home, come to home 10 o'clock at night.
No, sir. I don't need a curfew or anything. I just want her to make sure she's at school. That's my only condition.
Okay, we'll make everything that you want. I can make it a bond condition. But the problem is though, is that if I do this and she's acting up out there, you have to be with me on this. So if I put her in, right?
Yes, sir.
Because if she knows that she can get away with stuff, when the cat's away, the mice will play,
Absolutely.
right? So are we together on this? I have no problems putting you in custody. Start acting up, Ms. Perry.
Yes, sir.
The last thing that you need is a theft conviction. And the other thing that you are desperately need in this life is a high school diploma. As a young Black woman in this life, it is so very difficult. You should never, ever have to rely on a man. You need knowledge. Knowledge is power. And I'm telling you now, if you get out there in life and you don't have an education and you don't have anything to do in this life, you're never going to make money. You're always going to be dependent on someone else. And it really sucks because the divorce rate in this country is extremely high because with life, you get older, you get bigger, you get fatter, we lose hair. Life doesn't get easier. It gets more difficult. And if you don't have some kind of education, good job, and you got to rely on some other man, forget about it. Be your own woman. Be strong and have an education. Because otherwise, life's going to suck. Life sucks without money. Do you understand? No more dope, and I will test you 45 days from today. Okay, Mom. We'll make all those bond conditions. We'll see.
I strongly encourage the court's cheerleader-like attitude and requiring my client to
How do we get you to be
participate.
great in school? Your number one focus now in life should be in education and doing as best as you can, because this is a step ladder to the future. You can either go up in life or you can go down in life. And right now you are headed down into the swamp. It's not going well. You have to change. Otherwise, you're going to just keep continuing to go down. I've got thousands of people in there that can show you how bad it is. And the older you get, without that education, life sucks. I'm telling you. What kind of grades do you make now? So how do you get to be better in school? You know, really, it's not hard to maintain a 3.0 and be average. It's not. All you have to do is show up, just do a little bit of studying, and you can do it. All I want you to do is study and be the best you can.
Yes, sir.
Well, what do you think?
I want her to be the best she can too. And I want
Is a 3.0 unreasonable?
It's not unreasonable. I just don't want to, and I'm being honest, I don't want to set her up for failure. I want her to succeed in everything she does, but I do know what's going on in the school, and I don't want her to not make your requirements.
I want you to do well. I'm going to keep it because I want you to do as best as you can. And I want to use that as like a fire to light it, to make sure that you do what you're supposed to do and that you start studying in school. You should look at all the lawyers over here. It truly is amazing, some of the people that we have over here. They're so smart. They're so crafty with their arguments. Knowledge is power. When you know things, you're just better all around, you know? You only get it one way. 2.5?
2.5 what?
GPA.
It's better than 3, Judge. I've got two issues. Should she not be able to make whatever requirements the court set and her bond would potentially be revoked, I would probably have to appeal the bond condition because.
The only thing I'm going to really get upset with is if you stop going to school and if you stop going to classes, because then I'm just going to go nuts. I'm telling you now, I will go nuts. The other thing is that if you smoke weed, I don't want you to smoke weed. I don't want you to use anything in it. I'm now giving you enough time so that it clears out of your system. Because I'm telling you, if you come back here and you test positive again, it's not going to go well. And I don't care if she's kicking and she's screaming and she's crying and you're doing the same thing. If you continue to smoke, it will not go well for you. Do you understand? My only concern are two in reality. Number one, that she stays in school to get her diploma. Number two, she's not using.
Understood.
And also, don't pick up a new case. I'm not asking for much. I'm asking you to be the best person you can be.
I'm going to add something to what you said. The judge and I use different language. He says don't smoke. What he means is no THC, no CBD in any variety, gummies, vape. Okay.
Ready? The legislature's now killing all that stuff, all the Delta 8, Delta 9, all the stuff that you see, it's all going dodo. Okay, Mom, just, if you ever need anything, I'm here for you, for whatever you need, you know? Here's my card. You can always get a hold of me one way or the other. You know, we'll waive the fees, so money's never an issue for anything. Money is, I don't care about the money. I care about actions. You can either make the right action or you make the wrong action. Think before you act. Think before you speak. That's it. All right, guys.
Thank you.
So 2.5, Alicia, please.
Yes.
Mr. Beltran, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up the... We need to fix this because it's the chart. This is not right. It's 30 days and $500 fine.
That's what they press, and you're going to that at the end.
I need you guys to initial this because this is wrong here. The range of punishment is 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Beltran, I want you to understand that this reckless driving is going on your record. And I've already advised you this before, that the legislature has made it really easy for DAs across Texas to take and seize cars from individuals who participate in this type of action. This now is going on your record. You start acting the fool in a car again, and you get pulled over and they charge you with either racing or reckless driving or something like of this manner, get ready to lose that car. Because I'm telling you, I've had person over person in this court have their car seized because of multiple actions like this. Do you understand? If you want to act like this, go to a special place. They have them in Houston. If you want to race, if you want to do stuff of this nature, they have proper places, but not on our freeways. Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. What's your question?
My license suspended still.
Can you run his license, Alex? I'm not going to suspend your license, but I don't know if it's already suspended. If it is, don't drive, because driving on a suspended license is a Class B misdemeanor, just like a DWI, just like any other, Class B, and can land you in jail 6 months.
It's eligible. There's no.
They're showing that it's eligible.
I can get my driver's license.
Don't drive until you get your license and car insurance. I'm going to tell you, if you get into an accident and you kill someone or you create $30,000 worth of damage, they're going to come back and they're going to sue you for car insurance for $50 a month. You pay an insurance company to represent you in the event that you get into an accident. They have lawyers that will represent you. That's why you pay for insurance. I have someone who wrote me recently say, hey man, I need help. I have this company that's coming after me for $50,000 and I don't have money to hire a lawyer. Because that's what happens. You get into an accident, you break someone's property, they're going to come after you. You have to hire a lawyer. Do you understand? Get car insurance. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to the agreement. It's 3 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
All
Judge.
right. Please see the clerk. Yeah. You had a meeting, you met with the other two yesterday?
The process completed, I just have to.
Great, awesome.
That's done. And you say that we're gonna have to talk to Chief about that.
Oh.
So what do we have on docket is.
Oh, that's Miss, Never Play Monopoly. Why, what happened? That's a decision-making class, right?
No, that was on Camacho.
What does she have?
She has, the terrorist, I think, where she had a gun, a toy gun.
Oh, I thought, there was no PTI off in that case? Got it, all right, I don't know, oh, right, so in that case, you guys are just talking to see what you want to do. When you come back, let us know if you want to set it or whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna try to get her an evaluation too, but it's not a competency evaluation, it's another, she did the TRAS, but it's another evaluation we want to get done for her.
You already did it?
No, we're in the process of trying to get it done.
Set it up for you now, so we can get it done quick, because I think the case is old too. It's like over 200.
It is getting old.
Can we set it for next week, early next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that. I'll talk to.
We'll give you
I'm here on Abel Morales, Judge. It's a probation on a DWI. There's an MRP. You sent him for a drug test. He wasn't able to take the drug
I'm
test.
revoking his bond. Come up, Mr. Morales.
Judge, he is forthright. When he left here to go take the drug test, he asked for the number for a recovery coach. So we,
I don't know. I ordered him to go take a drug test. You failed to do it. You didn't do it. There are consequences for action, dude.
I went. I just couldn't go.
he was there, he just couldn't.
I stayed till 5 o'clock.
They give you water. There's no reason why you can't go. I had a lady the other day, she had 5 bottles of water to be able to go. She was there for 4 hours. There's no reason why you can't.
I asked for water. They told me there's a water fountain that didn't really work on the 5th floor.
Judge, we know what the outcome of the drug test is going to be. He has not he's been forthcoming with me from day one about that. And he does have probation in writ court pending as well. And
He's still using Kavita. It's unacceptable. And I can't just let him go because he's just going to continue to use. He's going to continue to do what he wants to do. And it doesn't work like that. You've done nothing on your probation. I ordered you to go take a drug test. You didn't do it. There are consequences to action. And he now goes with you.
I understand, Judge. He is possibly going to go to SADF on writ court.
I think that's exactly what we need. No, that's what we need. And I'm going to tell you now, I will not let you go. I can keep you for the next 3 years until you come clean. We will continue to dance together. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I'm not running from anything. I mean, I don't mind going to take a test right now. I just couldn't go.
Mr. Morales, I gave you the opportunity. That ship sailed. I gave you the opportunity on this DWI. I've given you multiple chances. You have literally done zero while you've been on this probation. So, you want a back rub too?
I'm not asking for any leniency.
In life, when you put your heart and soul into it, you can achieve damn near anything. That's what's so great about this country. You don't live in other places where you don't even have internet. You can do anything you want. Mind over matter. I've given you chance, I've given you after chance, and you've repeatedly failed and you continue to use. Now you do it my way. Goes with you. Sorry, Kavita.
He's probably going to go through the treatment and status. There's some pending stuff that they're waiting to get him into that program.
Yeah.
And I'll follow up with the summary probation as well. In regards to his probation here, if he goes to status, are you going to unsat term him?
No. I'm keeping him. I want to know how the status goes.
Okay.
And then I want to continue with the aftercare. Because he'll go to SATA for however long it is, assuming he completes it successfully does it, he gets into aftercare and we maintain the hands on him until aftercare is completed. If he completes it, if he doesn't, right back to SATA once again. We just did it with someone else, right? And we're going to continue to do it until he's clean. We're going to beat it. Just beats the right in.
So I take it I can't work something out with the state. Thank you, Judge.
I asked you one thing, two things, technically. Don't pick up a new case and stay clean. You've not done that. You repeatedly use over and over. You tested positive for cocaine on when?
That was 11/22.
I sent you for a drug test today. You tested positive for marijuana. What else?
Just marijuana.
Just marijuana. When in prior tests, you didn't test positive for marijuana. So you are now using that as well. What am I supposed to do, Mr. Wyckoff?
I can't tell you now what to do. I mean, I ate some gummies, I messed up.
I'm sorry, I gotta take you in. I don't know what else I can do, you know? Joseph, do you have anything to add?
Judge, I don't know, I admonished Mr. Wyckoff early on about, the strictness of his bond conditions and not to use any illegal substances, and I'm not quite sure where the disconnect came from, but he's had that positive test, and then you say you tested positive today as well?
Yeah. And the thing is that I would venture a guess that of all the cases that you have and that you've had with us since 2011, how much have been involved because of this one way or the other. When you get clean, good things happen. But I can't. I gotta take it. It goes with you. All right.
I'll get a bond.
Of course. I will. I'm gonna set your bond at 5,001. Okay. All right. License.
Yes.
You want a license? Shh. Do you have liability insurance in your name? You have car insurance? Okay. What do you do for a living, man?
Sorry.
What do you do for a living?
I'm operations expert.
What does that mean?
I work for Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. My position is operations expert.
And how much money do you make a month?
It varies. I'm on FMLA right now, so I'm not working necessarily full time due to that.
So how much money do you have coming in a month? Okay, we're gonna reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I want you to understand that if I find that you're driving like this, I'm going to take your privilege to drive away from you. You're gonna sign an order today promising us that you're not going to drive recklessly, no racing, driving in this manner. If I find that you do, I'll tell you, living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive really blows. Don't. All we want our streets to be safe. Do you understand me? Okay. I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Ramona. After that, we'll just have you take a seat. When we get your bond conditions, we'll have you sign it, and then you'll be on your way, man.
Question, Judge, is, am I able to hire an attorney?
You make quite a bit of money. You have to qualify for an appointed lawyer, be at or near the poverty line. And when you make a lot of money like you do, which is great, I can't just appoint your lawyer. We don't give them like candy because I have a limited amount. And if they can only take so many cases, and if I give you one, I might not have one for another person who really, really needs it, So we'll give you time though. You'll have plenty of time. And remember, there's like a gajillion and one lawyers in Harris County. Negotiate with them. Say, hey, I can pay this much. 90% will put you on a payment plan, and don't take them at first blush. We negotiate with them. They say, okay, I'll charge you this much. Okay, well, I can do this much, and then I can pay as we go. A couple $100s a month, and then they'll. But remember, it's like buying a car. Don't go to a Ferrari dealership. Don't go to Bugatti. Go to what? Okay? Okay, man, please, don't leave until you sign our bond conditions. And if you can file no reckless driving, no racing.
Yes, Judge.
Et cetera.
Yes.
Okay, please. You speak English, ma'am? Thank you. Ma'am, you were charged with 2 counts of assault. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on each of those cases. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
On November 29th, 2024, officers were dispatched to an apartment complex regarding a disturbance and unknown weapon call for service. Upon arrival, the officers met with 2 complainants and a witness who advised that the defendant is their cousin. The first complainant advised that after the defendant called her downstairs, the defendant pulled her hair and pulled her to the ground. The defendant then assaulted the first complainant with a closed fist multiple times on the left and right side of her head, causing pain. The second complainant advised that after she saw the defendant kicking the first complainant's head, she attempted to stop the defendant. However, the second complainant was hit from behind by a second defendant with a closed fist on the left side of her face, and then proceeded to get assaulted by both the defendant and a second defendant, causing her to feel pain. The witness stated he was hit by the second defendant when he observed both complainants getting assaulted and attempted to separate the parties from fighting. The witness advised he saw the first defendant hitting both complainants with a closed fist and kicking them in the head and on the body. The defendant admitted to assaulting the complainants, and the officer observed visible swelling and markings on the complainants' faces.
Is there a co-defendant?
I couldn't see anything connected, Judge.
No, Your Honor, there's no connected cases. Your
Yeah,
Honor.
so I spoke to one of the complainants yesterday because the other one only speaks Spanish, so I can only speak to one of them. And she told me that for some reason, the police only filed charges on this defendant because she admitted to it. I believe is what happened, but also, Judge, I just wanted you to be aware that there were major injuries sustained by the witness and one of the complainants, and they were all checked out by HFD and all were checked out by HFD, and 2 were transported to Memorial Hermann Hospital Southeast for further evaluation.
I mean, serious bodily injury to where a felony can be filed?
It depends. I need to request the medical records, Judge.
Was alcohol or drugs, did that play a part?
Not from what I'm aware of, Judge. It just seems like the defendant came to their father's home, which is where the complainants were, and then demanded that one of the complainants come outside and then she started beating on her.
Is there a familial relationship? Because it's charged as just an assault. Was it
So-
family members?
So the 2 complainants and the witness are all siblings, and they're cousins with this defendant and the 2 others that were involved on the other end.
Yeah.
So it is a family relationship, Judge. The complainant does want no contact and she recommends restriction.
Okay. Ms. Moreno, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have contact with any of the complaining witnesses in this case. Do you understand? I'm ordering you not to go back to this location, and I'm ordering you not to be in possession of weapons. How old are you, ma'am? You are 17 years old. Are you a United States citizen? I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I'm telling you now, I'm going to put you in jail. If you don't have anyone to pony up 5 to 10,000, you're going to be stuck in jail. I don't want to have to do that, but I want you to understand that I'm going to protect my public at all costs. Do you understand? You know what? I'd like to send up for a drug test right now. I'm sending you for a drug test. If you fail the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. You understand? I'm going to have you go take a drug test. We're going to have you come back, and then I'm going to have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily. Do you understand? Come back, because if you don't, I will issue a warrant, man. Okay? Just take a seat, man. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. Sir, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. Officers were dispatched to a disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant, the father of the defendant, told the officers that the defendant was being aggressive toward him and other guests because he was intoxicated. The complainant advised the defendant does not live at the house and was temporarily sleeping on the couch. The defendant began yelling at the officer and quickly approached him. The officer detained the defendant. In the living room, the officer observed damage to the wall and rug as well as broken dishes. The damage was approximately $800.
Damage? I didn't hear.
I'll check the damages. I see that he told the officer the defendant was being aggressive toward him and other guests, and the officer observed damage to the wall and rug. And
Wonderful. Who did that?
There was, I apologize. There was a witness, I think it was the defendant's brother. So the complainant, the owner of the house, had stepped out of the house. And then while he was out, the witness, the brother, observed the defendant, break dishes and punch holes in the wall.
Okay, so you have a witness that puts him breaking the stuff?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, all right. Mr. Johnson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. I want you to understand one thing and hear me clear, Mr. Johnson, that if I make your bond $5,000 to $10,000 because you violate conditions and you don't have anyone to pony up that kind of money, you will be stuck like Chuck until this thing is over with. So consider this when you're out there in the free world. Because if I find that you violate these conditions, you go back to this house, you start breaking more property, I'm going to put you in custody and I'm going to make your bond high. You understand?
Sure.
How old are you, sir? What do you do for a living?
I'm a caretaker for my brother. My brother's legally blind, so caretaker for him.
You earn money from the state for doing that.
Sure.
How much money do you earn money from the state?
It's $900 a month.
How much time does that take of your day to take care of, and how old is your brother?
Brother is 33. Takes about 4 hours, 5 hours a day.
A week?
A day. 4 or 5 hours a day. Yes, sir.
Did you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, sir? Okay. I'm absolutely serious when I mean no drugs, no alcohol. I'm telling you now, I'm going to test you like crazy. And if I find that you're using, especially while you're getting paid by the state, if I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Take note, because heed this warning, sir. All right, I'm going to have you, Stephen's going to give you an application. I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We're going to have bond conditions created for you. You will sign for these conditions, and then we'll find your lawyer, sir. Come on. Oh, wait. Sorry. You're not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. You're not to go back to this house. Do you understand?
Sure.
You're not to be in possession of any weapons as well.
I will say, Judge, I did speak to the complainant, his father. He does want to continue to have contact. He said that the defendant has apologized and he's not letting him stay there anymore, but he would like to be able to have contact with him.
You know, Mr. Johnson, there are people in this life that when they drink and when they use, they become very happy people and they're fun to hang around with. You know, they're the life of the party. They make jokes. They're great. And then there are those that when they consume, They they develop horns. They are not nice. They start to be aggressive. They beat everybody up. If this is you, then don't use. Do you understand? Because if you cannot control yourself, because I'm going to tell you now, 90% of the people that we have, no self-control. And it gets worse when you start using. You understand? Okay. I will allow contact, but you're not having threatening or harassing contact with the complaining witness in this case. What is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think. I could give a rat's ass what you think. It's how they perceive. So if I go like this, it could be very well threatening or harassing. So if you go back home and we find that you start acting like this, I'm going to put you in custody. You understand?
Say something?
Sure. I don't want to talk about the case. I'm just giving you the expectation of how we are going to move forward. That's it. I just be nice. It's not hard. And if consuming makes you devilish, done. Got it? All right, come on. Morgan, what do you say? What say you as far as?
I don't think that would be necessary, Judge. He said that he can still visit the house, he just can't stay there anymore.
You know what I am gonna do? Come over here. I'm entering this protective order. This protective order identifies Mr. Madden as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon. This usually comes with a residential restriction, so you cannot go back to the house. I will take that off so that you can go back. But I'm telling you, you now have a protective order in this case. So if you threaten, if you harass, they now can file a new case on you, a violation of protective order. And if you get one of those, I'm telling you, things will go sideways extremely quick. Do you understand? Okay.